What's up, family? This is Pastor Murph. I'm the lead pastor here at the Dream Center Church, and I wanted to come and just send a shout out to all my family on MySpace, YouTube, all of my internet church folks. I want to say to you, thank you for taking time to check us out here at the Dream Center Church. I don't know what you're doing on Sundays, but you got to get here. We're North Atlanta's new favorite place to worship, and your life is not going to be complete until you've had the Dream Center experience. Again, you got to get here. We're on Sundays from 10 to 12. It's only 75 minutes. You can dress however you want to dress. You know it. You heard me say it before. You can wear your Air Force Ones, your jerseys, wear your suit. You know, you can do it like I do it. However, you just got to get here. It's Atlanta's best 75-minute worship experience. It's going to be the best 75 minutes you spend all week. My name is William Murphy, and I'm waiting to see you right here in the center. Peace. I want to read for your hearing today Revelation chapter 3, verse number 8, which says, I know all the things that you do, and I have opened a door for you that no one can shut. God is saying to you today, I know all the things that you do. I know everything you involved in right now, and yet I have still opened a door that no man can shut. I thought I would have somebody to get excited. He says, you have little strength, yet you obeyed my word and did not deny me. I'm talking to some people today who the enemy's tried to make you discount who you are in God because what you have in your hand seems insignificant. But God is saying to you today, you had a little strength, but you obeyed me and you did not deny me. And because of that, I have opened a door for you that no one can shut. So the Bible says here in our text, that they came to Jesus and said, it's getting late. We need to send the people away so that they can get something to eat. Again, God keeps saying to this church, you give them something to eat. You give them something to eat. Let's send them away, Gail, because it's getting late and they need to find food and provisions and a place to stay. And God is saying to this church today, I'm trying to get you in a position where you no longer have to send people away, but you can give them something to eat. Now, that's a contradiction for most of us because most of you in this room, the majority of you who have come to this church are in a place of recovery. And so you barely have enough to eat yourself, and it's not even a part of your psyche to think about giving somebody else something to eat. And God is saying, I'm trying to upgrade you. I'm trying to shift your status. I stole Mama Hope's line, but that's all right. She'll come back with it. God said, I'm trying to elevate your status and put you in a position where you can learn how to prepare and organize. Say this with me. Preparation and organization releases the supernatural in my life. Say it. So ask your neighbor, are you still unprepared and disorganized? And still claim you waiting on God? You can't be waiting on God if you're not preparing and organizing. So the Bible says, make them sit down in groups of 50. The word sit means to assume a position of rest, to occupy a position of authority. And I'm saying to you today, don't misread what I'm saying to you. Even though God is saying, I want you to sit them down in groups of 50, God is not saying to you that I want you to sit down and take the position of most churches in America. I don't want you to sit down and do nothing. But he says when you sit, I want you to take a position of rest and a position of authority, because the enemy would love for you to sit back and call yourself waiting on God, waiting on somebody to do something, waiting on something to happen, when God continues to say to you, you give them something to eat. God is trying to open your eyes to the reality that you have the authority to change your circumstance. And this is why the enemy wants you to sit back and do nothing, because when you sit back, it means that you take no action action and you assume the position again of most Christians in America. Most Christians in America are sitting, but they are not seated. Are y'all with me this morning? Ask your neighbor this: are you sitting or are you seated? Are you just sitting? Are you just sitting back waiting on somebody else to change the society? Or are you seated? Are you taking your position of authority and using your authority to change the society? God is trying to persuade you to stand up and sit down. He's tired of you using lack as an excuse for stagnation and complacency. So God is saying to you, get somewhere and sit down. Because what I'm trying to do in you, I'm trying to do something supernatural, but you keep saying all I have is 2 fish and 5 loaves. I'm not concerned about the quantity. I'm concerned about your heart. I'm concerned about whether or not you're going to bring me everything you have, or whether or not you're going to hold something back for yourself. Okay, all right. So God's trying to make you sit down. He's not trying to stop you. He's not trying to stall you. God's trying to establish you. God himself is placing you right now in a position of power and authority. I'm talking to somebody. You can't judge my word by what you see presently. You have to judge it by what you see prophetically. God is placing you. That's why the man of God starts saying stuff about the secret thing, because this ain't the season to have stuff that could come up at the wrong time. Can I talk to somebody in here? This ain't the season to have skeletons in the closet. If I were you, I'd just go and just open the door and let everything just fall on out. I just saw skeletons just falling out of y'all's closets. God is placing us in a position of power and a position of authority. Remember that once you pass the money test, once you pass the selfish test, that you qualify for a position of authority in the kingdom. So God himself is making you be seated. Look at your neighbor, just say, be seated, be seated. The word seat means to rest something securely on. To be seated is when you rest something securely on it, or when you fit something firmly into something else. Hear me. The word seat means to rest something securely on, or to fit something firmly into something else, or to be firmly resting on or fitted into something else. Y'all follow me here? See, in past seasons of your life, you have allowed your circumstance to keep you distracted and out of place and out of your seat. But God is saying the season I'm bringing you into right now, I want you to be securely, I want you to rest on it. I want you to be so comfortable in your skin. I want you to be firmly fitted into your position of authority that when I tell you to do something, you never doubt it when I say it. So your present circumstance has nothing to do with your foreordained place in God. So you have to stop making excuses for why you cannot be who God has called you to be.